All right. Shalom Akim. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and the glory unto YAHAWAH Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashim HaKakodesh. Double honors to the apostles and then to the elders, great millstone, GMS who taught me this truth. Honors to the brethren in the Akim that's pushing out this truth with all sincerity and in faith. And to Wadi YAHAWAH Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI for allowing me once again to come back with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is simply going to be titled, Trust in the Lord. And, you know, coming into the times that we're in, and, you know, that's what you're going to essentially need to do, is to trust in the Lord no matter what. No matter how hard, no matter how difficult something may seem, just always, no matter what, trust in the Heavenly Father, you know. Trust the process, as I like to say, you know, because he's the one that's, you know, he directs our path. We just got to trust that, you know, trust that process, trust in him, you know, and that should be your mind, to have him guide your way, have him guide your steps, you know. And because it's all, you know, as the scriptures say, it says, I'll start off with this precept through the Spirit. I think it's Psalms 2. Yeah. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, "Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and he perish from the way. When his wrath is kindled but a little, blessed are all they that put their trust in him." And that's what you have to do. You have to put your trust in the Most High. Put your trust in Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI. And you actually become blessed. And those that do so, you become blessed, you know, for trusting in the Most High. Okay? And that's the thing. That's all you want to have your trust in, is in the Heavenly Father. You know, a lot of people in general, they put their trust in everything else but the Heavenly Father. They'll put their trust in riches, you know, their money that they have, sometimes even themselves. And those things, or trust in another man, you know, another person, you know, they those things that they put their trust in, at the end of the day, it doesn't really work out too well for them. But those that trust in the Lord, hey, it goes well, you know. Matter of fact, David, I believe this is David, Psalm 7:1, and it says, "O Lord, my power, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me." And see, and that's what was bestowed upon David. He was delivered from the hand of all his enemies, you know, even by the hand of Saul, you know, because he had his trust in the Heavenly Father, you know, and the Heavenly Father delivered him from all those things. This is Psalms 9:10. "And they that know thy name, Slaki, and they that know thy name will put their trust in thee." And we know the name. The name is Yahawah, and the Son's name is Yahawashi. "For thou, Lord, has not forsaken them that seek thee." See that? And that's what you want to be doing. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he's near. You know, he's not going to forsake you or confound you or despise you for calling upon him, for trusting in him, for fearing him, you know, for loving him, because those are the things that he expects us, you know, as us being his sons, to do so. All right, that is our sole purpose, is to obey our Father, you know, and abide by the rules, you know, because if we don't, then well, the rules become consequences. All right. Psalm 16:1, "Preserve me, O Lord, for in thee do I put my trust." See that? And that's what we want to do. Put our trust in the Most High. "For in thee do I put my trust." Okay? And then, matter of fact, we're going to go to this one right here. This is also a good one. Psalms 18:1, "I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress, my deliverer, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust." You see? "My buckler and the horn of my salvation, and my high tower." And that's what we want to put our trust in. The Most High, his rock, his fortress. Because that's what he is, essentially. He's our everything. Everything that we need is right here. And who has all those things that we need? Our power. Yahawah Ba'ashim YAHAWASHI. Therefore, we're going to put our trust in him. okay? And not be the one to lean upon our own understanding, because that there is not a good thing to do. This is Psalms 3 and 5, or Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. You see that? And it says, and in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. You see that? And that's what we want to do. Acknowledge him and have him direct our path. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. See? But trust in the Lord with everything that we have. And don't think upon what you think is right for you. Because there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. So we have really no choice but to trust in the Heavenly Father. You know? And that's fine, because you put your trust in anything else outside of the Most High, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Okay? Psalms 112 verse 7, and it says, and he shall not be afraid of evil tendings. His heart, meaning his mind, is fixed, trusting in the Lord. See that? And that's what you want to have, your mind programmed to trust in the Most High in whatever situation you may find yourself in, no matter how small or great it may be. You know, like the son or the men that were the sons of Judah, you know, the men that were with Daniel. You know, although they were cast into a furnace, you know, what happened? They were delivered from it, because no matter what, they didn't have their faith or trust in the Most High waver. You know, matter of fact, we're going to go to that. We're going to go to that account, because that's a perfect example of trust. The men of that were with Daniel at the time, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which was Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael. Daniel 3. We won't start there. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 1. Is it 3? Yep. It's Daniel chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits, and he set it upon the plain of Duran, and in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king set together, like it says, sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, and the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces that came to the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, and the counselors, and the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, which is a messenger, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and tongues, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, phylactery, dulcimer, and all kinds of manner of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Therefore at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, phylactery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell upon and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, phylactery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of manner of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the provinces of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that they brought these men before the king. Then they brought these men before the king. Now, if ye be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, phylactery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast in the same hour in the midst of a burning furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? So essentially right now, Nebuchadnezzar, he's kind of being proud. Or he isn't, not kind of, he is. You know, look, if you don't do this, guess what? I'm going to throw you in that furnace, man. And guess what? Who's going to save you, huh? What God's going to save you out of my hands, Then this is what the men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If so be, it says, if it be so, our power whom we serve will able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, full of rage, and the form of his vestige was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they shall heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army, and Shadrach and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound with their coats, their hosens, and their hats, and their other garments, and they were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was so urgent, the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And then the three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto the counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? Then they answered and said unto the king, O true king, or true, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of Man. So the Lord was with them, walking in the fire, baby. And it says, Then Nebuchadnezzar came to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, come forth and come thither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. Then the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was the hair of their heads singed, neither was their coats changed, nor the smell of the fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him. So they trusted in the Most High. That's why the fire had no power over them. They were solid, because their faith and their trust in the Most High was solid. And it says, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might any God except their own God. Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language that speak anything amiss against the God of the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the provinces of Babylon. So they were taken care of, but they had to go through that fire, literally, but the Heavenly Father was right there with them. YAHAWASHI protected them, because why? They were the servants that trusted in the Most High. Okay? And this is a very good example of, an example of trusting in the Heavenly Father. Those trusted, and in them trusting the Heavenly Father, their lives were protected by fire. Whereas anybody else, they probably would have burned to death. But these men, they were protected. Beautiful testimony of trust in the scriptures. One of many. But through the spirit, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I think that was a good spot to end it off on. I pray this lesson was edifying and all the praises, honor, and the glory unto Yahawah, Bahashim YAHAWASHI, Bahashim Kakwadesh, and it's on to the next one, Aki.